We are. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the show today. Your buddy Uncle Bruce here for October the 25th. It's Tuesday. Welcome to another fun day in the markets where option writers just make money, make money. Oh, is today a perfect day for option writers? This is good stuff. We're down 180 on the Dow. Nothing like incredibly bad. But then again, you don't need incredibly bad markets to make money as option writers. That's the thing about being an option writer. You just have to be just be writing all the time. Letting your positions bleed out as time eats alive the premiums day in, day out, hour in, hour out. It's incredible. Cheers to all of you around the world. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce. I got some coffee going here. Yeah, welcome one and all to the telecast. I was mentioning yesterday, I was actually asking my viewers yesterday, hey, you guys were writing calls for November and December in GameStop and HBQ, and there are Tesla option writers out there. There's Apple option writers. We have all kinds of stocks that are being written on right here. And I was saying to you guys, hey, I mentioned a little while ago would be a good idea to write calls that are into November and December and bring in much higher premiums to lower your margin debits if you have any, and or raise cash, waiting for a serious market correction. We're still waiting. We're still waiting for that. But as each day goes by, I think we're just going to get closer to a bigger one. We hit 6-week highs yesterday in the market, by the way. And so I asked people yesterday on the show, hey, look, how you doing on those trades? What did you get for those calls, and what are they trading at now? And you know, what's your gain at this point? Now, some folks, they just quickly responded, oh, I'm up 8%, I'm up 20%, I'm up 25%. Others specifically said, well, I wrote contracts for 475, they're trading at 386 or something like that. And we got kind of a sense of just how it's going. I was thinking about this overnight, and I was wondering, man, of all the folks that watch this channel and of all the folks who are now writing options because of this channel here on YouTube, you got to wonder how many contracts have we got going right now. And every time a contract drops by a dime, that's $10 a contract. Every time contracts drop $10 each, how many dollars is that going to our side of the ledger versus the market? And I think about the size of the market, and I mentioned, I think it was Thursday or Friday, that last week, $2 trillion with a T of options expired last Friday. 2 trillion. Now, it wasn't that they were all worthless. That's not how options expire. There's sort of three values an option can have. One is it is worthless if the strike price of a contract like a GameStop, you have a $27 GameStop call that you wrote 6 weeks ago, and the stock closes at $25 on the final day of that contract's life. It's out of the money, $2. It has zero value. So that's scenario number one. Scenario number two, the shares close at the same price that the strike price is written at. So $27 strike price, $27 value on the market. The contract is valueless still. It has no value. It's broken even. There's no gain, no loss. And then the third option or third scenario is the shares close at, say, $28, and this is a $27 call. And so you have a $1 book value on the contract at the end of the contract's life. Now, if you sold the contract for $3 and it's worth $1 at the end of its life, if you don't do anything, it'll get exercised. You still score the $2 gain on the call you wrote, but you can buy it back on the last day of its life for, between $1 and $1.10 a contract, and buy it back, keep the $2 differential, write again, and away we go. Well, I wonder how many. Oh, that's how the option market closed. Let me just finish my thought there. So $2 trillion in contracts expired, either scenario number one, two, or number three. There are values for some contracts that are in the money, but $2 trillion expired last week, and 2 trillion will expire, again this week, and so on and so forth. How much of that money are we getting our hands on? And it's getting larger every month. On this channel, more and more viewers of this channel are writing more and more contracts as their accounts grow, as their returns grow, and that means they're getting a bigger share of the option contract though that's coming out every Friday. It's incredible. And yeah, Christina says my wife asked me this morning, will you still be able to make money once we're in a recession? Yes. Yes, we will. Oh yes, we'll make money even in a recession. Matter of fact, we'll make even more, because right now stocks are basically reaching. How do I say this another way? It's not stocks. Companies right now are releasing earnings, and in a lot of cases, the headlines you see are company blah 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 exceeded expectations for third quarter profits. But what you don't know, or what's not being said, is that the exceeding number is actually of a downgrade. The numbers were downgraded months ago because the company was in no way going to generate the money they made last year. The slowdown is everywhere. And so, yeah, they're exceeding lowered expectation numbers. You get that kind of a market psychology going. You can sugarcoat it all you want with fancy headlines and deceptive little one-liners to try to fool the public into thinking that everything's great. But the reality is that the PE multiples are the PE multiples, and numbers are numbers. You can't hide numbers. You have to deliver. And so if I tell you that company whatever is trading at 8 times earnings versus another company is trading at 38 times earnings, one of them is overpriced. One of them is underpriced. There's an equilibrium somewhere. One might have to rise a little to be normal. One may have to drop to be normally priced. But on the option business, in the option game, if you are writing calls that are out of the money and you're bringing in premiums and they only have 2 to 6 weeks to 8 weeks to go, you're the winner. You're the winner because you're the casino writing instruments that the gamblers are playing with, and they're prepared to pay ridiculous, scary premiums to try to outguess the market, where you're not outguessing the market at all. You're just going with the market. The stock is telling you, I trade at this price, and you're going, okay, well, if you're trading at that price, I'm going to write this contract. Buck or two ahead of the market, 3, 4, 5 weeks out. I want, this is the price I'm looking for. I see the contract trading at, 325 to 350, a little uptick today. Maybe I can get 374 for this contract. Let's put it up for sale, 374, see if they take me out. Lo and behold, get a little rally in the morning, and you get taken out. And you've now written a contract, or 5 or 15 or 30, whatever the number is. And now you're just sitting on the other side of the trade going, all right, I'm going to buy them back. But I know that I can buy them back between now and when they expire. And they only have 6 weeks to go, 5 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever that number is, whatever that date is. And as we get closer and closer to that day, they lose value. And this is how it's done. Now, shares want to give you a dip in the meantime. Thank you very much. We'll take the dip and the time depreciation as a double hit. And we say thank you. We'll write again. You get bought out. You get exercised. You don't mind. Somebody asked me yesterday, was this a good idea, Bruce? I'd like to write a call option on a stock, but the option is in the money. I'm not interested in, I'm always interested in doing all kinds of trades. But one of the trades I'm thinking of doing is writing an option that's an in the money contract. And then they quoted the number, and it came out that the contract they would have written was, had a certain amount of its value as book value, but then everything over that was still time premium value. And it was a very good, healthy time premium. And I said, absolutely, I'd write that contract for sure. Even if the stock stays right where it is, it doesn't decline at all. It just stays right in this range. You will still make money because the contract you just sold, you sold for a premium over its actual value. The premium is your money as this premium disappears on the time depreciation. Obviously, if you get a $1 dip or a $2 dip in the shares on a lousy day, maybe a slow opening like this morning, perhaps, great. Yeah, you might see your contract drop $2 in value, go from 450 to 250 in one morning. You'll buy them back there. Let's say, sit on the sidelines for an hour or two, see if the market recovers a little from this abnormal little dip, and maybe write again. On the other hand, you're always writing, and your thinking is, no, I'm going to buy that back at 250, and I'm immediately going to write another in the money contract that's at a lower strike, lower price, because the stock's gone down. I want that premium again. I want a premium on the next contract, and I want to write this one for $4.50, $5 like I did the last one. Because the other mentality here is there's a couple of ways I can make money on this thing. If I write a contract on, say, GameStop, it's trading at, say, $25. I write a $24 call on GameStop, dollar in the money, but I can get $3 for it or $4 for it, like a month or so up, 2 months up. I don't mind getting exercised tomorrow morning. I don't mind if someone buys me out at $24 a share. Stock's trading at 25 and you can take me out at 24, and you do take me out. Whoever that option holder is takes you out at 24. You just got paid, say, $3.50 a contract for a $24 contract. Well, that's selling out at $27.50. The stock's trading at 25. You don't mind getting bought out at 24. You just got $27.50 combined for your stock, the $24 strike price and the $3.50 premium. And you're going, hey, this contract had 2 months left to go, or 6 weeks or whatever, and it ended early. Somebody out there who was long a certain number of contracts, for whatever reason, decided to exercise their contract for whatever reason. You don't care. You just found that the next morning you opened up your account and going, oh, I got a bunch of money sitting here. It looks like my 500 shares of GameStop have been purchased from me at $24 a share. I get to keep the $3.50 I already got. So I ended up with a $27.50 sellout price. What's it trading at right now? Oh, $24.65. Oh, this is good. I can buy my shares back at $24.65 right now on the pre-market, replace those 500, keep the change, thank you, and guess what I'm going to do now? Once the market opens up, we start trading options, I'm going to write a $24 contract again for 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. I want another $3.50 or whatever we can get for right here, right now. I'm going to do it again. I dare you to exercise me early. This is a strategy that some option traders like to do this. That is what's going on. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so we got someone who's trying to promote something, and I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's just do that. Yeah, don't come here and promote your stock. No, you don't want to come here and promote your stock. In any event, you can play the game many ways as an option writer. You can just write the calls knowing that they're going to die out of the money. That's your number one thinking. You can write the calls knowing that they're going to depreciate dramatically and you're going to buy them back at a fraction of the price. You can write the calls that are further out in time, where you take a fatter premium and put the money in your account now and sit on a nice cash balance and wait for a sell-off in the overall market looking for deals. You can then do arrangements where you write in the money calls and you dare the market to take you out. I dare you to exercise me. I'd be more than happy to be exercised because the price I just received for this contract makes it well worth my while to be taken out right now. I love this upside gain. I'll take the premium and keep the premium right here. Thank you very much. Anyway, we're here as very accommodating casino owners. We have lots of bells and whistles on our slot machines. We hand out free drinks and we hand out gum and we have a good time. Or do we? No, we're out of drinks, we're out of gum, but we'll write a contract nonetheless. There you are. There you go. Having fun. Thank you all for being here today. Congratulations to those of you who are scoring on the option game. Thank you to those of you yesterday who picked up some classes. There were several of you who listened to me and heard what I was saying about the fact that We're going to raise the price of the classes between now and the end of the year. And I've now kind of I'm mentioning it now. I'm now mentioning it. And folks are going, oh yeah, I better get a couple of these. I still have a few to get, or I haven't started yet, or I want to watch 4 more of his, 13 classes, whatever it is. So you're heading over to the website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and you're finding that all the links down below here in my description. And you're heading over there, you're grabbing a few of these classes now and locking them up. You can watch them anytime you want, as many times as you want. If any of you are picking up classes, you lose the link or can't find the link to the class, just send me an email and just say, hey, Bruce, I bought class number 5 or 9 or 3, whatever it was. I can verify it. I find it. It's all in the PayPal records. It's all through my website, and I'll send you a link to the class, and then you're good to go. Okay. Well, yeah. Here's a good comment. This is a good comment. Here's an individual who's not a member of the channel, a skeptic. Why would anyone pay $100 a class to learn options, $1,300 for all of these, when TD Ameritrade has free classes? There are thousands of free classes out there, how to write options. Thousands. There have been for years, decades. There have been tutorials, and you can look up on Google. You can go Google options, and you can look up on the Chicago Board of Trade, like the Chicago options market. They explain it. The difference, I guess, because my classes do sell. Why do my classes sell for $100 each? 13 so far, because I think we did it live in front of viewers who were in the class, who paid to be there, by the way, no freebies. People paid to be in the class, and they could interrupt the presenter with Auntie Jen, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife, which you're not going to find anywhere else. She was the moderator of the class, of all classes. And so people could stop me in the middle of a presentation of my class and say, didn't quite get this thing you just said, or how does it work this way or that way, or could you show this in another way? And so I would stop, go back, do it again, and give the class a clearer explanation of what we were just talking about with regards to depreciating contract values, what are stink bids, stink offers, the psychology of the market, who you're up against, why would you write this call and not that call, why would you write this call expiring in here and not there, and on and on and on and on, rather than just a dry, textual, almost robotic kind of presentation to how options work on something you don't want to write options on. There's a lot of option courses out there and classes about stock you're never going to write options on, or things you're going to write options on. And this is why Moonbeam, it's a personal decision. You either do or you don't. There are people out there who've gone out there to try to find how to do this on option writing. Then they find me, and they listen to what I'm saying, and then they're watching the gang talking here, the members, and they think they know everything about options coming in. They're going, well, at least this guy's. I'm not learning anything new. And then we talk about certain angles about how options are written and what we're doing, and you notice that we're talking about the same stock all the time. We talk about writing options on the same stuff all the time. I don't have a flavor of the week that I run to all the time. I don't come up with a new hot something else. We kind of zero in on what we know, and they like the familiarity. The classes, we're talking about GameStop options, IBM options, Apple options, the SPACs. The prices have changed, obviously, since the classes were originally made. Markets always change. But the message is there, and it's consistent, and it's in plain English. And for $100, people go, you know what? I'm going to buy this class for $100 because if this guy can help me become a better option writer, in any way, shape, or form. If I'm going to write 10 calls on HPQ, I write them, instead of writing them for $1.06, I write them for $1.26 or $1.29, because he was talking about stink bids or stink offers, and I brought in 20 cents more a contract than I would have under the way I used to do it. Or the rollover game. He's showing me how the rollover game works. And I am saving myself a ton of money on rollovers, because it used to be I would just put in the rollover feature with the brokerage firm here and let them do it. It would be a market order to buy and sell. I was losing 30 cents a trade on each side of this move. That's $300 on 10 contracts. I was losing $300 every time I did rollovers because I was stupid. I let the brokerage firms make these moves for me without me making them. Uncle Bruce taught me that, or he taught me this, or he taught me this, or he taught me that. We all have our pluses and minuses. And what I'm trying to say to you folks is, out of the 13 classes, I have a suspicion that in each one of them, you're going to learn something you might not have thought of before, or you've forgotten about, or it's a different angle on something that you had kind of missed the first time around when you watched or read about how to write options somewhere else. All you got to do is, can you recover $100 writing options for the rest of your life to pay for my classes? That's what you've got to ask yourself. And I would suggest that I'm pretty confident to say that those of you who've taken all 13 classes, whether you've been in the studio audience or whether you're just watching the class at your leisure, rewatching it at your leisure, rewatching it at your leisure, you folks have long ago made more than $100 back for every class you took. More, many times over. And that's the difference. Now, look, are these the best classes on the market? Probably not. But are they worth $100 a piece or more? I think so. They're about to go up in price. They're going to become more expensive. And again, it's up to you. You have to decide as an potential option writer. Are you serious about becoming an option writer or not? Now, if you like the style of this relaxed channel here, where I don't have graphs all over the place, I don't have fancy monitors everywhere showing you all the bids and asks and stuff. If you're comfortable with this, and you've got your own computer screens watching the markets, but you got me off to the side there, great. It's not for everybody. I mean, how many people want to look at a very old man losing all his hair, who's homeless? I mean, really, how exciting is it? But if you like making money in the market, and you're tired of losing money in the market, you're tired of searching for where can I figure out how to make this work? Maybe you want to give this old man a chance, and you want to try a couple of classes, or hang around for a couple of shows and just watch us and hang out with this great gang of ours, and try to whatever. Here's something. Karen P. They're in plain English, as Uncle Bruce says. I've never been in finance of any kind, and I listen to other videos and everything Fidelity offers, and nothing clicked for me except Uncle Bruce's class. Very nice. Just that's great. Mark Henry. I have not taken Uncle Bruce's classes, but just listening to Uncle Bruce for almost a year now, I can tell that his classes will be more worth it than any others in the way he explains things here on his channel. Very kind of you folks. Appreciate it. Daniel, hey, I'm also a lurker, but I do admit that Bruce is a master of options, even though I don't agree with some of his other views. I mean, after all, I am a Canadian, so I mean, right there. Uncle Bruce explains it in plain English. Says Lord of Flaws. Best option classes I've ever taken. Better than TD training. Well, thank you. Thank you. I haven't watched anybody else's classes. To be honest, why would I watch TD Ameritrade? I'm in Canada. I can't use their service. I don't watch Fidelity stuff. I don't watch any. I've seen a few other YouTubers over the years of explaining option and option writing. But even I can't understand some of these guys. I can't figure out what they're using these terms, these fancy terms, and they want to go into these formulas and stuff. And I'm just kind of, you don't need to know all that crap. Can you write the option here and buy it back here? That's it. That's all there's to it. You don't have to have these fancy Harvard and Princeton lingo things down. You don't have to talk like some fancy dancy 28-year-old Wall Street punk that thinks they know everything. It drives me nuts. You guys see it yourselves. You're watching CNBC, you watch Fox News or Fox Business or whoever you love watching. Look, there's some really good people on these channels. There really are. There's some good ones. But then there are some they bring on that I can't understand what they're saying. I don't understand what they're saying. I got 40 years experience from when I was in my 20s. I became a stockbroker at age 24, 25. I was a stockbroker. I'm 67 now. It's 42 years ago. And I've heard a lot of stuff over those decades, seen a lot come and go, witnessed a lot of, presidents and prime ministers come into office, leave office, die of old age, the turnover, right? Life. I've seen a lot of analysts come and go. And a lot of markets come and go. And then I see these newbies come on who want to just impress the hell out of, I don't know who. They're trying to impress somebody. And I don't understand what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. Makes no sense. And these last 2 weeks now, we've been hearing about, the Federal Reserve is going to turn around its policy and moderate interest rate rises. I heard this morning that not only are we getting a 3/4 of a point increase next week, we're getting another 3/4 of a point increase in January. Another one. Boom, right there. There's no letting up coming now because inflation is not letting up yet. No, this has to be crushed. Anyway, what can I say? Hey, Uncle Bruce, Beach Boy, how about a class? Casino Ownership 101? I'm sure. Who's this? Huey, Santino, Luca, and Don Michael would agree to maybe get 20% off the top. It's just business. How can maybe we can make a deal with Mo Green? We'll go to Vegas and we'll buy Mo Green out, and we'll bring in our Hollywood pals, and we're going to run business in a new way. How about we do that? Sean and Wendy, what we love about Uncle Bruce and Andy Jen is once you purchase the classes, you get Uncle Bruce's help as long as he's on the air. And if we watch a class and have a new question, we can just text him or ask him a question here. There you go. There is that. I did that yesterday, says Bobby. Life is easy. All you have to do is listen each day. He tells you just what needs to be done. I think $100 per class is high, but hey, that's me. I don't like his politics, but the stock trading input is worth it. Those Canadians and their socialistic ways, who do they think they are, telling us what to think? Wait a minute, are you Canadian too? David, Uncle Bruce helped me to more than double my portfolio and get me to where I've now started my own LLC, and I'm planning to quit my day job classes, and the one-on-ones are well worth it. Nothing convinces people that like success, right? I mean, that's it. Are my classes the greatest thing that happened since sliced bread? No. Can they help you? I think so. I think they can. I think they can give you a definite understanding on basic options, strategies, and trading. Are you going to come out of 13 classes like a Chicago high-end, professionally trained option guy or girl? No, you're not. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be that educated on option writing. Sometimes learning too much is a problem. It'll just drown you in gobbledygook. Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid is my philosophy here. Look, you want to write a call option for $5 and you want to buy it back for $2. It's that simple. That's it. People go, no, 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 no. There's got to be more than that, Bruce. I mean, if it's that simple, why isn't everyone doing it? And that's the question I get all the time. I get people asking me all the time. They comment to me like, I can't believe this is legal. I can't believe you're allowed to do this. I had no idea that you were allowed as a small retail investor. There are people here who haven't even got $5,000 who get into this. They go, I can't believe with like $3,000 I can write options. I thought this was, you had to have $100,000 minimum. You had to have $1 million under administration. You had to have 25 years experience. I mean, you had to have, a whole lot more. I had no idea that anybody can write. Look, the trading platforms out there, these things, they promote the hell out of options where you can buy call options and put options all you want with no training, with no education, with minimal help from the platforms. I mean, there are people out there who are trading options who haven't taken any classes from anybody about anything. They're just watching other YouTubers do it, and they've maybe watched, they've read a couple of Q&As on the frequently asked questions section of these platforms. If they can just come in and buy contracts, I mean, you can buy a call option for $5, $10, $20. You want to gamble $200 and pick up 10, 15-cent contracts, and they go to 30 cents. You took 150, turned into $300. This is going on all the time. Why can't you be an option writer? Why can't you be on the opposite side of that trade? Why aren't you the one selling these guys $30 contracts and buying them back from $15, selling 100 for $3,000 and buying them back for $1,500 or one at a time, whatever. That's what's happening here. That's what we're doing. We're the opposite side of the regular market. There's nothing wrong with doing it. People ask me all the time, I can't believe I can do it. Nick, the classes are good because of the way Uncle Bruce explains them. Nick H. Lots of examples of different scenarios and what to do when the market swings up and down, when best to write, how to read option chains, etc. There you are. Cranky old Canadians are the best. Well, there you go. You see, Zeta State says, I purchased the poor man covered call classes and I feel empowered. There you go. Giddy up. Larry Titus is in the house. Thumbs up number 97. Thank you for those of you giving the show thumbs ups. Appreciate that. I do appreciate it. Robert, Uncle Bruce is doing a good job explaining options trading. I bought 10 of his classes. People buy one, they try it, they like it, they buy another one. They like it, they buy another one. They don't like the first one, they don't buy a second one. It's as simple as that. You don't have to buy 13 of my classes. You can buy one at a time. You can buy the last one first if you want. You want to watch lesson number 13 and then lesson number 12, and then watch number 11, whatever way you want. I don't care. I mean, there's no rigmarole rules. We have no rules, no badges, no stinking badges, and no stinking rules. It's $100 a class. Watch them in whatever order you want, as many times as you want, in any sequence you want, and go from there. If you honestly feel you are ready to write a contract or 2 or 10 or 100 after one class, knock yourself out. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. I just put them out there. And we started doing classes July of 2021, and they're still being picked up by people because they're timeless. They're evergreen. An option is an option. Options haven't changed in a year and a half. They're the same thing. Prices of the stocks have changed in a year and a half. Yeah, and they will, a year and a half from now, will be different again, of course. But the option writing process has been the same since really the 70s. The big difference now is that you folks out there can utilize these little things right here, these little cell phone thingies and these platforms, and you can write options using this from the comfort of your toilet if you want, and some of you do that. You can go for a bike ride, stop on a park bench, look at your markets, enter a couple of stink bids, stink offers, get on your bike, come home, look up again. You can set up alerts. The method and how you do option writing has really changed. But the philosophy of the option market is the same. The difference is, though, that you are using the phone to write calls. The gamblers who are playing the options market are using the cell phones to buy and sell the options as well. And so there are thousands of you folks out there between you and all the institutions that write contracts, but there are millions, tens of millions of gamblers who are the option players, the gamblers. Some are very conservative gamblers, and some are very risky type gamblers. Runs the gamut. You just have to understand how you fit in to this whole big picture. And there's the classes. There they are again. Let's go. Let's see. Sean and Wendy, not only did we buy the classes, all but 5 of the classes, we were live on the day they were recorded. We were in the audience when they recorded. Our broker's trading desk is waiting time and on hold. We just pay our gold bagel fees and ask Uncle Bruce our questions. We don't worry about trying to get a hold of trading desks. We find out through Bruce what's going on. Isn't that great? Thank you. Alberto, good ones. I've tried many to do option writing classes. The only person to get through this thick skull was you, Uncle Bruce. Right on, Alberto. Making money, baby. Let's do it. Sean and Wendy, thumbs up number 98 from us. Thank you all. We're going to get to 200 here. Nick, thumbs up number 100. Thank you guys for these thumbs ups. Help me out. Get me to 200 as soon as we can. Coyote, the classes come with Uncle Bruce's personal cell phone number. You can call him at 4:32 in the morning. Just kidding. Just kidding. JJ, perhaps DJT should have taken that casino ownership class. I can't be a squid man in Tetris, says Coyote. I don't know what that means. Bobby says, I follow Uncle Bruce because of the green screen changes in the background. I mean, I just love the way he makes us think that he's in some guy's house when in reality he's in Creston like he's always been the whole time. He never moved. It's all just a farce. Brian, I am thumbs up 103. Thank you. Those binoculars, man. What's with those binoculars? You're watching me. You're watching me. Octavio, number 105. Thank you for popping in here. BPCY. I watched some of Uncle Bruce's classes, some Tasty Works versions, and Uncle Bruce's are better, simpler to understand. There it is. If you want something really complicated and complex and over the top, you'll find really complicated option courses. I don't watch those. I can't be bothered. Lane Duck, I watched many classes to get the basics of stock writing, but Uncle Bruce classes explain it better on how to make money. Money. Uncle Bruce's classes are worth the money. Thank God I found this channel making over $4,000 a month. There it is. There it is. Uncle Bruce, would you be so kind to explain an exit strategy for a long call on a poor man covered call, please? The time decay and whatever else this entails. Thank you. Explain an exit strategy on a long call. If you have a long call, deep in the money call as your basic investment for option writing, you're writing short-term calls against a deep in the money call. Your strategy basically is, okay, I bought it when it had 18 months left to go on it. It's got 18 months to live. It's 25% in the money. The stock trades at, stock's trading at 40. I got a $30 call here. It's got $10 book value. I have 18 months to go. My thinking is that between now and with 6 months left to go, you have one strategy in mind. And that strategy is if the shares that are represented by those calls, they have a good month or 2 or 3, and they rise up to $50, $55 a pop, you might be tempted to blow out those calls, sell those deep in the money calls, flatten your short position first, sell these calls for a nice profit. Because of course, if your shares go up $10 in value, your deep in the money calls are $10 more in the money. You got 10 of those things, you're up 10 grand in book value. Now, if you sell them for just theoretically $10 more a piece than you paid for them, You may just turn right around and buy in new deep in the money calls that are now 18 months out, because the ones you have might only have 12 months to go or 9 months to go. You're always watching. But let's say you can move back into 18-month calls or 2-year calls or something like that. But you're moving up in strike price. You might move up in strike price where the calls you're selling, you paid maybe, I don't know, let's say you paid $12 for them and you're selling them for $22. They're $10 more valuable. You're now looking to buy new calls that are around $12 a piece, just like the first batch you bought. But in theory, if you have 10 calls that you sell for $22 each, that's $22,000. You're now looking to buy $12 calls. You can buy more than 10 $12 calls because you have $22,000. 10 costs you $12,000. Theoretically, you could just buy 10, keep the change, leave it in your account, and move on. Or in theory, you could say, I'm going to buy 18 calls at $12 each. I have enough money to buy 18 or 17 or whatever the number is. I now will write 18 calls at a time instead of 10 at a time against these calls. That's the rollover strategy that's one, just one. The other one, of course, is the stock stays where it is. It kind of fluctuates, doesn't go higher or lower, just kind of hangs around. And these calls run out of time. Time. We're down to 4 or 5 months to go. You are always watching the option chain and you're looking for 18-month contracts. Same strike price that you have. In the money, just as much as where you're at. You're looking to sell these and buy new contracts. Now, the difference might be $1 more. Because when you bought the original deep in the money calls, you adhere to the 90-10 rule, which you're learning about in my class. You're figuring out that 90-10 rule. You're still using that rule to buy your next batch of calls. So you want to sell these off and pick up new calls further out, more time, 90-10 rule, probably in the same neighborhood for strike price and probably in the same neighborhood for cost. Deep in the money calls are deep in the money calls. Doesn't matter if they have a month to go, a year to go, 2 years ago, they're deep in the money calls. And you're looking for more time to keep writing and just keep writing. Third option or third scenario, stock's gone down on you. You had a $30 call on a $40 stock. You now have a $30 stock and a $30 call. You're not deep in the money anymore. You're at the money. It's time to take some of your profits from all those options you've been writing all that time to now sell off these $30 calls and buy $20 calls. Deep in the money, 90-10 rule, which are 18 months out, like way out in time. The hope, of course, is the shares go back to 40 over the next few months. All of a sudden, you've got $20 calls that are worth $20 each because the stock just went up to 40. Guess what you're doing? You're selling those and buying 30s again. And you're going from 10 to 15 to 18 calls. And you're now writing that many more. This is a never-ending strategy. It isn't a one-time thing. It isn't a one trade done, one and done thing. It's never a one and done thing. We're always adjusting, always staying on top of these trends, going with the flow, letting the stock do whatever it wants to do. You can't stop the stock. It's going to move on you. Let it move on you. Deal with it, though. Deal with it. Depends on what options you're writing, how long they have to live, what kind of premium you're getting, how far out of the money are you writing for, and on and on and on. And then you're maintaining your deep in the money calls. It's your job now. If this is going to carry your lifestyle, it's going to carry your expenses, it's going to carry your family's needs going forward, then this is your job. This is now what you have to learn how to do. You take my 13 courses, you're going to get the basics. You're really going to understand a lot of the basics. And if you're a sponge, which many of you are, you're going to keep learning more as you hang out here every day with us talking about this all the time. And you're going to watch other presenters, or you're going to find other research on options all the time. And you're going to relate it back to what you do. The key here is stay in your lane. Don't go out of your lane and try, let's try this, let's try this, let's try that. If it's working, if staying in your lane is bringing you returns, stick to this. That's the hardest part. And cross your arms and patiently let the money come to you. You can't chase the money. You have to let it come to you. All right. Oh, so much fun, so much fun, so much fun. Nope, no receipts. No, nothing like that. It's a donation. Let's see. We have 121 thumbs up. Spicy, thank you. Lame Duck, thank you. This is great. And Ricardo, I haven't had a class yet. I've been able to write just from lurking and paying attention to these guys. I'll be taking classes once I get income up further. There you go. Uncle Bruce has no graphs, no lamps. He's just got a pretty face. You got to take it the way it is. There you go. The Moonbeam, hey, I used to talk about Spire all the time. Used to talk about ATIP all the time. Used to talk about Matterport all the time. Used to talk about Rocket Lab all the time. Used to talk about SB, SoFi all the time. I used to talk about all of them. I still talk about them all the time. There's 8 former SPACs that I talk about all the time. I still talk about them all the time. Every second of every day? No. No, because I am also talking about option writing. But I'm following them, still following it, and I'm still fans of every one of these stocks. Still am. Haven't changed. There's SoFi, 23andMe, Matterport, ATIP, SmartRent, Spire, Cyxtera. Those guys. I think those are all of them. I still talk about them all the time. We got earnings coming up on those guys next week, don't we? A lot of my viewers know the actual dates. So stick around, Moonbeam, and we'll keep going. A lot of us here just keep averaging down on these. That's what we're doing. Ricardo, we're still just talking about them daily. Where have you been? Are you a troll? Oh, geez. Deep value. He's addressed that already. You don't listen. Now there's trouble. Now there's trouble. Constantine, that right there. That's one lesson right there. Just like you said. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Just like you said. Boo, number 130, right on. The Moonbeam, Ricardo. No, I'm not a troll. I just remember he said pick them up because they could go lower. But they did. It became falling knives. What do you think? Well, I love them. I still love them. 2 clicks right. Checking my math on stink bids. Is it normal to get the notification and immediately think, oh, crap, something must be wrong, and then kind of giggle when you realize I don't know what else is coming on. Good morning, Olivia. John Bickman. Bruce doesn't make the market. He just gives us his take on it. Alberto, I will call out Vinny, a friend of mine that has been making money just watching this channel. I just scolded him for not tipping. He's made 16 grand in 12 days. Rock and roll. Way to go, Vinny. Making dough. Alex, nobody said stocks can't go lower. Alberto, Vinny. I know you're watching. Vinny. Oh, man. I do thank you. Those of you out there who do send me the odd donation, I do thank you for that. Jennifer and I are very appreciative. How do I make my money? People ask. You just sit there and talk about the market. You don't trade. You don't do any trading. You don't have a quote machine that you just sit and talk to us all the time. And you give us your opinion all the time. How do you make money? And it's simple. I don't make it from advertising. I can tell you that. YouTube pays me like $8 a day, maybe like $250 a month. That's all I get from YouTube. Because you guys, there's 234 of you here. How many ads have you been subjected to? One 15-second ad. Did you skip it at the beginning? I get nothing for that. So I'm not making any money off of you guys from advertising. There's some of you who are here that are Prime members. You're paying YouTube so much a month to not get ads. I get some of that money, maybe a penny a day, maybe. I don't know. It's not a lot, but something. It trickles in here and there. Super chats. When you guys do a super chat, I get 70% of the super chat from YouTube. So if you send me a $10 donation on this show right over here, I get $7. YouTube gets $3. Thank you. Those of you who buy the classes, you're doing that through my website. That less handling fees, I get that. Those of you who want me for a one-on-one session, I charge $400 for an hour. I appreciate that. That goes a long way. But I can only do so many a week. I only do them on Sundays, which is a day off. But they're enjoyable. I really like them. If you want to have a one-on-one with me, send me a private email. Say, it's this Sunday. What time can you set me up? And then there are those of you who send me, as Alberto says, tips. You send me tips or donations. Those of you who send me PayPal donations, you guys are the best of the best. This PayPal donation that I get, where is that? Here it is, right here. There it is, right there. Anyone who's doing a PayPal donation, links down below anyway. You guys are the best, because if you send me $10 on this, I get $9.60. Only 4% is handling by PayPal for the processing and the transferring and all that stuff. And this $9.60 is available to Jen and I instantaneously if we need it. So I thank you. Thank you, all of you. If you're making money writing options and you want to send a gratuitous thank you to the guy that gave you the idea, or keeps motivating you to keep on going, or talks you off the ledge, or keeps you calm in a sea of craziness, thank you all very, very much. It's between the classes, the one-on-ones, donations, that I stay alive. That's how I do it. And as long as it's worth it, I'll keep going. But, you know, it gets to the point where there's only 15 people here, and I'm probably better off to just retire and just, you know, take the hint that it's not working. But yeah, there's people here who are letting me know in no uncertain terms how happy they are with the return on their investment from this entire program, whether they've taken the classes and or have had one-on-ones with me, or just hanging out here. I mean, I get donations from people who never talk to me. They just make a donation and they just say thank you, and then I don't know who they are. I get a screen name. I have no idea who they are. I don't know where they're located, and I say thank you all very, very, very much. It's much appreciated. One way I know that what I'm doing is working is the number of people who are watching me live, the number of people who watch my shows on rerun, because a lot of people watch this show after I do it. They just go double speed and they get through it. The number of emails I get privately, tons of those. Of the class sales, that's it right there. Especially when I see the same name, like 3 days after they bought lesson number 1, they're buying 2, 3, and 4. And then a week or two later, 5, 6, and 7, like they're just buying them. You see the same names coming in, picking up all the classes, you know. They're obvious. It's working. It's working. Otherwise, they're not going to buy all 13 classes. You don't have to buy all 13 classes. There's no commitment. It's $100 until I raise the price, which I will do between now and the end of the year. But that's how I know it's working. And then, of course, you guys here who you let me know in no uncertain terms how it's going. Some of you have a way of indicating to me in very unique, skillful ways how it's going, how you're doing, and that kind of thing. And so I do appreciate that. Don't mind that at all. Just as long as it's PG rated, I'm a happy guy. Let's keep it PG rated. Anyway, there you go. But there it is. There's how we do it here. I'm, different than other channels. And I do what I do the way I do it, and I hope it works for you. We have 143 thumbs ups. That's another way to know. If it's easy for me to get 200 thumbs ups on the morning show and 100 thumbs ups on the afternoon show, if it's easy, then I must be doing something right. If I am just pulling teeth to get thumbs ups, then I'm obviously upset enough people that are just not going to participate and react. But I thank all of you who do throw the thumbs ups our way, because it means a lot to us, but it means a lot to YouTube. It tells YouTube that, this guy's got 232 people watching him right now, and there's 148 thumbs ups already. He's only been yapping for 24 minutes or whatever the amount of time is, or 50 minutes or whatever the heck it is. He's doing something right. There's engagement here. And of course, all of your comments that are coming in here is another thing. Another one that makes a big difference Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too, the other way I survive is memberships. I keep forgetting that. If you're looking over here at these comments that are coming in, if you see the people's name in green, like Shez right there, Shez's name is in green. There's a logo beside Shez's name right there. Can you see that right there? That's an emoji. And then below that, he's number 141. So Shez is thumbs up number 141. Thank you. Shez is a member of this channel. And there are 2 membership levels for this channel. And members get to comment here during market hours. You can ask me whatever you want. The basic membership is about $10 a month. That's the chillin' with Uncle Bruce level. And that's where you can hang out here, throw up all these emojis we have, and comment all you want. If you're a Gold Bagel member, like these folks, like see that logo there? There are a number of these members who are actually Gold Bagel members. Now they're paying about $25 a month, $15 more, but they get a lot more for that. If you're a Gold Bagel member, not only are you able to join me live and speak over here, you're also joining me on the pre-show, the trade alert show that I have every morning before I start this show, where I go over overnight stuff. And then Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern time, prime time with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members only. That's a one-on-one kind of show. You can ask me all kinds of questions there. And that is a very popular show among the Gold Bagel members. They really like it. And I'm happy to provide whatever service I can to help guide you through the minefield of crap out there. But those 2 levels, those 2 membership levels, that is actually the backbone of this channel. Now, YouTube gets 30% of the membership money. So keep that in mind. If you're sending me $10 a month as a chillin' member, YouTube gets 3 of that. I get 7. And this Gold Bagel here, you're sending in $25 a month. YouTube gets $7.50 a month of that, and I get $17.50 a month. So you do the math, and you figure out, oh, this guy needs members to survive on. I mean, you know, for me to make a living, I need a whole bunch of members. That's why I'm always so grateful for those of you who are members of this channel, who renew your memberships and become members of this channel. You are so much appreciated. It is the backbone of the channel, along with the classes, the one-on-ones, and the donations. That's how I do it. I don't trade against you. I don't trade behind your back. I don't try to outsmart you or anything like that. I don't have time to trade. I'm too busy following the market with you guys and just going over what's happening out there with all these world events to give you heads ups as to what is going on and how to stay on top of this. Anyway, Constantine, thank you for the number 143. I appreciate it. Let's see, Lame Duck. I have all the classes. I haven't watched all of them yet, but I got them, and I'll be watching. Right on. Thank you for those. Good morning from Duncan, number 158. Thumbs up. Right on, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what else is going on. I can't help you here. Uncle Bruce, is there a way to avoid the wash sale rule without waiting the 30-day wait period? Want to reduce some of these capital gains? Your classes help to make me make. Can't help you there. You need to talk to a tax person. That's an area that I'm not an area specialist in. It's just the way it is. What do we got? Well, we're getting close to opening here. Wing Commander 162. We're a couple minutes away from opening up this market and getting things started. Thank you all for joining in. We gained 417 yesterday. We had a big day on Friday, but I'm kind of wondering, will there be any kind of correction? If so, what and when and how deep and all that good stuff. We'll see how the first hour kind of treats all of us, and we'll kind of work it through there. But we're close. 1 more minute to go, and we start trading on this market. And let's see what happens. Okay. Let's take a look over there. Thank you all for being here today. If any of you want a one-on-one, let me know. Send me a private email, brucefrommert@hotmail.com. Send me an email, and we'll try to set you up. Okay. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it. Thank you. Oh, look at that. All these folks are notifying me how long they've been members. Thank you so much for these. It's good that you guys do this. Wing Commanders, 17 months, Gold Bagel member. Has it been this long? What a journey. Spicy Arnold, 4 months, Gold Bagel member. Right on. Deep Value Investing, 17 months. Chilling with Uncle Bruce, forever learning from you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Larry Titus has rung the bells. It's official. We're open, kids. There they are. We're off, baby. We're up and we're running. We're trading. We're going. We're looking to make some dough here. Giddy on up. And like Duncan says, we're off. Susan Shop's about 171st thumbs ups. Thank you for number 171, Susan. Thank you. Keep them coming, kids. We only need 29 more. We got 200 already. Fabulous. DQ says, thank you, Larry. We're down 58 on the Dow, kind of where we were on the pre-market there. We're up 4 points on the S&P. We're up 44 on NASDAQ at the moment. We've got Amazon up 50 cents at $119.82, but we're down $7 on Netflix. I'm going to double check that. I might be incorrect on that. I might be looking at yesterday's quotes. Hang on while everything fires up. I'm just looking on Market Watch and Yahoo Finance. I don't have fancy quote machines here. Pulse Guitar, I am number 172, Bruce. Shauna, Wendy, Larry, thank you for the bell. Malo, number 173, buddy. Thank you, Malo Shark, for the thumbs ups today. All right, Netflix up $3. Here we go. Amazon up 32 cents. Netflix up $3. Tesla up 78 cents. Apple up $1. GameStop at 25.04, up 33. We got SoFi at 5.26, up 9 cents. HPQ at 26.90, down 16. Rocket Lab up a penny. Moderna up. What's Moderna doing? Up $1.27. There it is. We're up 3 in Rocket Lab, up 127 Moderna. ME up 14. Matterport up 6. ATIP's up half a penny, it looks like. Smart Rent is up 5.5. Spire's up down 2 pennies. Spire at 121, down 2 pennies. Sextera unchanged so far. AMC and Ape combined are flat, maybe down 1.5 pennies, nothing much yet. Bed Bath & Beyond up 3 cents, 4 cents. Pfizer down 55 at $44.99. Boeing up $1. Cisco down 19 cents. Home Depot up 5.70. Carvana up 55 cents. Robinhood up 19. Vanek Vectors up 72. IBM down 78 cents. Microsoft up 94. Goldman down 177. Google up 82. Meta up 342. Twitter up 74 cents. 52.26. BlackBerry up 7. Royal Caribbean up 9 cents. These are early quotes. Everything will change and shift as the first hour goes by. Cheers to all of you from around the world. Thank you for your support and your kind words, your encouragement to keep it going. Never give up, never surrender. I thank you all. Ed Hawkins, I've been a member for 18 months, Bruce. 18 months of thumbs. Thank you, Ed. Richard Carlin, member for 20 months. Gold Bagel member. Odin's Pumpkin, I've been a member for 18 months. Chillin' Uncle Bruce level. Listen every day while I work and give that thumbs up when I can. Lurker, but I'm a chillin' member, baby. Thank you so much for that. All of you guys, I love these. Updates. You're allowed to do those. They don't cost you anything to do these, and you just let us know how long you've been a member. Give us a little message. I love it, guys. Thank you very, very, very much. This is good stuff. DQ, okay, gang, I'll be lurking someone page or Rugman right now. Duncan, anyone remember the last time we hit SSR? It's been a while. Yeah, there you have it. Interesting stuff. I've got the Dow right now off 20 and Amazon down 27 cents. Netflix seems to be up $5 to 287. I got Tesla up $2 to 213. Apple up 59 cents. GameStop up 20 cents, 24.90 now. We're going to refresh that page. And SoFi up 9 cents to 5.26. I got the Dow off now 7. S&P up 11. NASDAQ up 76. Oil up 27 cents. And there it is. That is the story. All righty. The president of Germany is in Ukraine. West needs to work on a Marshall Plan to rebuild Ukraine as German President Mark's first visit since Russian invasion. Right on, right on. Down 15 on the Dow at the moment, and we're just kind of getting through the opening here. The high and low on GameStop, the low 24.64. That was probably the opening, and we got up to 25.09. We're right now 25.07 on GameStop. We're near its high of the day. The range is 44 cents, 43 cents. Not a lot of a range here. 25.13 now. GameStop is at the high of the day. Ooh-wee. Now it's at 25.08. Oops, giving up some ground. Anyway, there you have it. We're up, we're running, and we're watching how this market is going to take it all. 25.11 on GameStop right now. Okay, nice to have you all here. Appreciate it. Still on the air. From January 2021, we started going on the air live, and we're still here. We're one of the few who've stuck it out. A lot of channels have come and gone. It's not easy being a YouTuber, period, but being live for that kind of time frame, and not a simple thing to do. But cheers to all of you. Your encouraging words make a big difference. Memberships and everything else makes it happen. Thank you all. Let's make some money, kids. Make some money. Let these contracts depreciate out on you as the time keeps just eating them alive. You gotta love it. Nazareth, Nick, we're at my resistance level for a spider SPY. So we either correct here and go lower, or we consolidate for a bit and move higher. The next level 3 to 7. So we have lots of upside here. We'll see how this works out. The S&P 500 right now is at 3,806. So 380.69 is where it's at. If you want to divide that number by 10, you get the number right here. 387, we're at 380. Okay, we shall see how these markets want to go. Home price gains keep slowing down, says Barron's headline. We'll see how that goes all day long. I think there's a Schiller, isn't there? Wasn't there a release of some kind, or was there coming one? A Schiller release of some kind? I was trying to remember. Some sort of real estate thing coming up. See what's going on. We're down now 50 on the Dow as we had a little dip on the opening, a little recovery, now a little more dip. We're going to see if this infiltrates the market. I'm expecting a down market sooner or later. We're going to run out of gas. We just don't keep going up. We're at 6-week highs now. There are profits here that have been baked in for some traders out there, hedge funds, and we're going to see just whether this market can continue moving higher. I don't think it can. Is today the day it turns? That is the question. I don't know. But at the moment, it's a mixed bag. We're down 40-odd on the Dow. We're up 9 on S&P. We're up 65 NASDAQ. Some are up, some are down. We got earnings coming out tonight. Nazareth RSI is 54, so even and not overbought or sold. MACD is positive, and the sentiment is still going positive. All signs point to a market going higher depending on earnings. Mirko, I am number 185, Bruce, for your thumbs up scale here. You're only 15 away from 200 thumbs ups. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate this. 186 now have come in, 14 to go, and we've got 200 thumbs ups for the session. Thank you, people, for helping out with this move. A lot of downgrades today. A whole lot of downgrades have come through here today, yesterday, day before. We're always watching that. Yep. Okay, continuing forward here. Let's see if I can get this up here. Checking out some more numbers. Welcome welcome all to the party today. Let's take a look at interest rates. They are dropping. The U.S. 10-year is at 4.1, down from about 4.25. The U.K. rates are lower. The new prime minister seems to be calming the markets down, which is kind of a good thing. The euro is surging at 99.4, and the pound is up to 114.3. So we've got something good happening Europe-wise. Both of these currencies are moving higher. The indexes are moving a little bit higher at the moment. They're still negative in London and Germany, but they're recovering. France is positive 36 points, about half a percentage point. Watching this market move along, but it's definitely currencies. Look at the euro. It's up here to 99.3. It was 98 and a half this morning. The pound was down to under 113. It's now 114.4. So this, I'm going to still guess that what it is just stability and maybe the right words being spoken by market participants and bond people in Europe. That could be it. I don't have anything specific. If anyone knows, you let me know. We're still down 62 on the Dow, but we are better than the lows. S&P has gained. Let me just see here. We're up 6 on S&P. We're up 53 on NASDAQ. We're up 54. We're down 54 on the Dow. So we're still down on the Dow and up on the other two. Oil is up 48 cents. All right, got a lot to watch at the same time here. So bear with me, folks. We'll see what's going on. Senior Esteban, January 2021. So 20 months is the maximum subscription time. Art Carlin is an original gangsta. Beach Boy, DQ, lurking is an art. Be careful how you handle it. And Nazareth, after the close of earnings today, we have earnings from Microsoft, Google, Chipotle. Earnings this morning were positive for General Motors, General Electric, 3M. So that's why we're going up after the bell will be very telling. Let's see. What else is going? Oh, Alberto got the soap. Alberto says the Flint Creek Soap Company. This cashmere is unbelievable. Thank you very much. That scented cashmere soap. Deuce Caboose, SoFi, the arena football team taking on the NFL. Heard that analogy, and I thought it fit well. Beach Boy, Alberto, shush, mine is still en route. Don't scare them away. And Deuce, 130-ish on the thumbs up meter today, Bruce. I'm there for you. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Welcome one, welcome all to the party, pal. Let's see. Boo, all fun and games right now, but wait till the Fed meeting next week. Jay Powell and Rugman are partners. Yoink, that shag carpet cape that people are going to stand on. They're going to get that pulled out from underneath them. And yoink, down they go. Richard, thank you, Senior Esteban. And Deuce Caboose to Michael. You got that right, brother. There you go. Welcome one, welcome all to the party. And nice to have you here. Okay, kids. The Dow down 39 points. Amazon is up 2 pennies. Netflix is ahead 5.60. Tesla up $4. Apple up 36 cents. GameStop up 93 cents to 25.64. This is the high level of the day here. Looks like 25.72 right now. The high of the day 25.73. Right on. Right on. Yeah, Flint Creek. Yes. The cashmere equals yummy smelling man. Right on, Flint Creek. Folks are getting their product orders in, and they're getting their Christmas gifts. Right on. Giddy up. Well done. GameStop volume 376,000 shares. Dead quiet on the Western Front. Coyote, you know it. We know it. Flint Creek, Alberto, I actually mixed up your order and sent the correct one. How about that? I sent the correct one. We're down 53 on the Dow. Try to stay on top of this market here. Kimberly-Clark's earnings fall short amid persistent, significant inflation. No ending on that. We're up 12 on S&P, up 84 on NASDAQ, and we're down on the Dow. Okay, 25.72. 25.86 on GameStop. We are going for $26 here. I think we're taking a shot at it. 25.89 with a high of 25.91 so far on GameStop. There you go. a little shot. I bet you a lot of you out there are looking at your options that you wrote a week or two ago, and they still haven't come back to where you sold them for because of time depreciation. They're still not coming back up. Let's see. Flint Creek is saying to Beach Boy, I will send the tracking later today. Should be there soon. Alberto Flint, I'm loving it. Thank you. Bartman, KO reported good this morning. Was that Coca-Cola? Was that? 25.89 on GameStop. The high of the day, 25.94 or something along those lines. Let's see if I can get my big ass iPad to cooperate. It's so twitchy these days. There we go. We're down 21 on the Dow, 25.88 on GameStop, high of 25.92. Okay. The VIX is at 29.64, down 1/5 of a point. There it is. JetBlue earnings miss expectations. The stock is falling. Headline. Watching for all that. Yes. What else? T-Hutch, SoFi making that pre-reporting run at $5.37 a share on SoFi, up 20. Ready to write calls after Mr. Noto speaks next week. Beach Boy Flint, thanks. You're a mind reader. Deuce Caboose, ME swings are the wildest of the bunch. Flint Creek, I have one person here that is going to get some attention soon. Only person dissatisfied, and I will make that right. Fantastic. I love this. We're up 12.5 on the Dow, and we're up 19 on S&P and 115 on the NASDAQ now. Let's see. Right on, everybody. Keep it going. Welcome all to the show. Oh, hi, Jan.
Just like the little engine that could.
Just like
keep on going.
Keep it on going. What's happening out there today? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there. Just working away with the gang here. Keep an eye on markets. Just noticed GameStop is over 26 now. It's up $1.30 today. A little pop there.
Appears to be all green.
We got a green market after a tentative Dow opening. We're going to see how this goes. We're at 6-week highs. So
the markets were all up too.
Do we have a good first hour and then we run out of gas and we give it all back? What's going to happen?
I think they just love the new prime minister.
Well, they do love the new prime minister.
They're advertising that this is the first prime minister that has more wealth than the monarchy. I love it.
I'll say this much as a socialistic Canadian. I think this prime minister, this individual is a billionaire. A lot of family money behind him.
Yeah.
This seems to be a very
more than the Tudors.
Yeah, this particular prime minister seems to be a very stable looking billionaire. Read between the lines, okay? This billionaire, I think, has his act together and doesn't come off like a crazy.
He's not Kanye West.
That's not who I'm referring to. There's someone else I'm referring. You know who it is. But this billionaire seems to be a stable genius.
Yes.
But doesn't have to say that they're a stable genius. Anyway.
Apparently, Kanye West was surprised when the German company
Adidas
dropped him. Adidas
dropped him like a hot rock, hot potato
for anti-Semitic slurs.
Yeah, go funny.
That's so weird.
That's so strange. What is
saw that coming?
What's it with these picky German-based corporations?
Who saw that coming?
Who saw that coming? I mean, how is it that Adidas even pays attention to what he says over in the U.S.? I thought they only paid attention to what he says in Europe. No, I guess wherever he talks, they pay attention to this guy, like everyone else. Yeah.
When he rants, people pay attention.
Well, you know what this means. If Kanye West has been dropped by Adidas, I always say Adidas.
I know, we're North American.
We're North American. Then I say there's a room for a new sponsor.
Are you offering yourself up?
You guys could give me a shout. We could make a deal.
You look like all of their
I'm the perfect candidate to start wearing this kind of clothing because I got to get into shape. Don't you think you could have a before and after? Before we made him a sponsor, and after
I see.
he delivered on his sponsorship requirements, which is, get in shape, you old fart. Hey, if you can salvage me, you can salvage anybody.
Salvage anybody.
I mean, hey.
You can take care of old feet. You can surely take care of young feet.
See, I mean, if you can take care of a 67-year-old fart that's homeless in Canada, you can certainly take care of 37 and 47-year-old people with money around the world.
That's right.
Just how good is your product, Adidas? Well, let's just see if they sponsor me or not. If they don't sponsor me, it's obvious they don't care about their customers. That might have cost me the membership right there, sponsorship right there. I don't know.
They might. I don't hear the phone ringing.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But it's probably a text. I'm probably going to get an email.
Committee. It's a committee.
They have to have that
They
meeting
have to have a
first.
committee meeting.
One of them's going to say, I saw this guy.
Everybody needs to see.
There was this guy I was watching.
Oh, this guy.
He was talking about how we dumped Kanye, and that's a good thing. And now he's stepping up to volunteer, coming in.
He's perfect.
He'd be perfect. He'd be the perfect spokesman for our corporation. I mean, put this guy's face on all our product around the world. Uncle Bruce, this is the way to go forward. That's
right. How to step outside of the box.
Step outside of the box. That's right. That's
like
right.
Way outside of the arena.
Way out. Way out.
Stadium, arena.
You can use me for the senior market. See?
Field.
We'll go. She's not stopping. Not stopping at all. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man!
It's good to see green.
Yes, it's a green start to the day. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
Yeah.
Well, 63 on the Dow, it looks like. But it looks like it's green all over the place. Folks have been commenting this morning how long they've been members of the channel.
Oh yeah.
Which is really cool. I love this stuff. It started off with Wing Commander, 17 months. Spicy Android, 4 months. Deep Value Investing, 17 months. Ed Hawkins, 18 months. Richard Carlin, 20 months. Odin's Pumpkin, 18 months. They have been members of this channel right from day one.
Odin's Pumpkin.
Isn't that great? That's a great name, isn't it?
Spicy Android. I like
Spicy
that.
Android.
That's a good
There's some
band
good names there, yeah. 2620 was the high on, or it looks like 2620 might have been the high on GameStop. Let me double check that. 2626, we're at 2623 right now. How about that? The Dow's up 48 big ones, not a lot. We were up 400 yesterday.
Well, the day is young.
It is young, and we'll see how it all works
Tuesday.
itself out. And it is. U.S. home sales fall for the second straight month in August, Case-Shiller report. So that's another one right there. Why investors are fleeing Chinese assets as Z tightens grip on power. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Tightens grip on power. Time to take our money somewhere else.
She just got another term.
Z
in
he
the
did.
election.
Yeah, he did 5 more years, and he's changed the rules, so it's now going to be impossible to kick him out. So he's a true dictator who will now he will leave the position he's in a body bag. Yeah. So when he's 88 years old and senile as get up, they'll finally take him away and replace him with another 82-year-old who's going to want all the power he's got. And China just moves forward with those ancient morons. Yeah, way to go, China. Way to lead the world with
I know.
Really sad, pathetic situations.
I know the country to the south of us maybe needs younger.
The country south of us could use some younger leadership. We did it a long time ago. I don't think we've had an old prime minister for a while, like ancient. Ooh. Like when Chrétien retired, he was in the 60s, late 60s. Well, I don't think we've had a 70-something prime minister for. I can't even remember.
I can't remember who our oldest one would have been.
I mean, Trudeau, the father, became prime minister in 1966, and he was 40, something like that.
He was.
Actually, he was my father's age, which blew my mind. I never equated my father and the Prime Minister of Canada as being the same age. because I viewed my father as an older, wiser, more
Yeah.
mature guy. And here's this
You
young
never saw them as
Prime
playground
Minister.
pals.
Yeah, Prime Minister Trudeau with the long flocks and the curly hair. Trudeau mania took over Canada. The young teenage
fuddle
girls
bubble.
were fawning over this guy. He's 40 something, bachelor. Well, he got married. And now his son, Justin, who took over 6-7 years ago,
Yeah.
38, 40 years of age. He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Young, dynamic
young
leader.
children in the house.
What's that?
With young children in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I
He's
think
got kids. Yeah, young kids.
That
I mean,
paints your opinion of things.
Well, that's right. If your country's leader is the father of young children, you know,
pays attention to
got the happy wife, happy
daycare,
life,
yeah.
Pays attention to women's issues, I think you're on the right track. If you've got leaders around the world like, you know, Putin, who's 70 whatever, unfortunately America is just stuffed with 70 and 80-year-old leaders all over the place.
He's like 78.
Yeah, and then you got now this Xi Jinping guy who's 69, 70 now. He's got 5 more years. He's going to be 75 at the end of this term. He ain't going anywhere. These are not the leaders we want. I don't think this is what we want as countries. I think we as populations would rather have leaders in their 40s, 50s who can relate to their children and children's children. If they're grandfathers, they're barely grandfathers. I don't want to see great grandfathers leading the world. I just don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Your time is done. Get out of the pasture and go golfing, go for a walk.
Their time is done, but I think they are there in a
advisory capacity.
Yes.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a 50-year-old world leader having a cup of coffee with a 70-year-old former world leader, getting just an opinion of it. That's great. But having 80-year-old, these senators in the United States, oh my God, these 80-somethings, they never quit, they never leave, and they keep getting elected by these 20 and 30-year-olds back home. What are you thinking? Yeah. You want an 80-year-old guy? Are you going to legalize marijuana in the United States with 80-year-old senators? Good luck with that.
Well, ours get appointed, but then they retire.
Well, we have a law. I think we have 70.
Yeah.
The max is 70 in Canada. You have to retire. You're out. You're out. Even in midterm, you're done. You can't wait till you're 74. Like you became senator at age 69 for 5 years, and you can stay till 74. No, 70, you're out. Yeah, that's it.
Happy birthday. Give us your key.
Get out. I like that a lot. What
do you like for a bagel?
What do I like for a bagel? A lot. Oh, I think it's got to be a fried egg.
Oh, is today egg day?
Today's an egg day.
Okay. What's on that besides an egg? Or you just egg? I was thinking.
Maybe some cheddar cheese, marble cheddar. You know,
bacon cheese.
Yeah.
And dippy ketchup.
And some ketchup. Yeah.
There you go.
That could be the way.
That could be it. Okay.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Miss Jennifer, so much. Auntie Jen is on it. Here you go. Oh, wow. Here's a shocking headline right here. This will come as a complete surprise to all of you in the United States. Apparently, a Russian court has upheld a sentence against Brittany Griner, 9 years for drug smuggling into Russia. There you go. So, you know, we're not going to let that one go. There you go. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Let's see. What else we got here? Billionaire PM Sunak. I'm sure he can relate to the plight of the common man. I doubt he's a genius, though. Loving 94 ATIP closed 1,000 shares, closing in. The billionaire telling us to tighten our belts. Mirko, not quite a billionaire. They said 730 million pounds. That's just shy of $1 billion, though. Tiff Deuce had an article about billionaires donating most of their money. Anne Wojcicki from 23andMe was mentioned in the article. Wonder if that's the reason. Bobby, speaking of Adidas, I got the South Park Towelly shoes from them for Christmas. It's in shipping now. Coyote, these companies do not want to look into similar comments by the NBA's top players. A lot of anti-Semitism in the league. Nick is saying his wife is a billionaire alone. Coyote, Nick, So the genius part was marrying a disturbingly wealthy person. Nick Sunak is the son-in-law of INFY founder. Mirko, name of the founder was Adi Dassler. That's where the name is coming from, Adidas. See, Adidas or whatever it is. A Deuce, Tiff, Ann needs to donate to Deuce. Her company is hemorrhaging money. Coyote, also Adidas has ties to Nazi Germany back in the day. Boo, Run DMC made Adidas famous. Tiff, Deuce Caboose, IRRC, she promised to give away most of her money to charity. I'm certain people who live under the bride have a shot to get some of the money. So there's hope for you. Flint Creek says 18 months, I believe. GameStop is up, says Zed Estate. Yeah, it is 26.36. It's up. Christina, probably was the best time to buy puts on GameStop. Gary Market is ripping and roaring. Deuce Caboose, SoFi giving away $1 million in student loan debt relief. Tiff, Agodi, just let me enjoy the green on our SPACs for one more minute before you activate the Rugman sign. Flint Creek, that's great advertising. Flint Creek on SoFi giveaway anyway. Coyote, Tiff, my finger is on the button. Doubting Philosopher, good morning all. Number 196 today. Tiff, warm and confetti green. Okay, you can push the button now. Deep Value, hey, Uncle B, did you or Jen have a favorite stock or company back when you used to trade? We followed all kinds of. Amy, Christina, I bought puts on GameStop as that trade last Friday. Happy day, says Amy J. Right on, AJ. Did Jen and I have a favorite stock back in the day? Well, we used to follow all kinds of stuff. Of course, back in the day for us was the 80s. By the way, headline here, breaking headline, U.S. Consumer Confidence Index falls to 102.5 in October from 107.8. And Fed funds traders see a better than a 50% chance of a half-point rate hike in December. We're going to get 3 quarters in November, and they're seeing more than a 50% chance for a half a point in December. We'll find out, won't we? Won't we just? Favorite stocks back in the day? Well, back in the day in the 80s, this town where we lived here in Calgary, like it is today, it's an oil town, oil and gas. And we had the highs and the lows of the 80s. We had the high oil prices in 80, 81, then we had the crash of 82, 83, then we had the rebound in the mid 80s and late 80s. Up and down and up and down. We followed a lot of companies that came and went. We also had a lot of turmoil in the markets for us in Canada when Prime Minister Trudeau, the father, won election. He won a re-election in 81. The election there had been an election first in 80-81 where the Conservatives won a minority government. And they lasted 3 or 6 months, something like that. And then there was a snap election and they lost, and the Liberals got back in with a majority. And it was a majority that was voted on by Eastern Canada, Ontario and Quebec. And Eastern Canada was riled up. They got all riled up by the Liberal Party that the Westerners were the bad guys and they were the good guys. And the Liberal government decided to effectively attempt a partial nationalization of the entrepreneurial oil and gas patch out here. And so a company called Petro-Canada was created by an act of parliament, a crown corporation that had unlimited ability to borrow money from the federal treasury all they wanted. And how did the company do it? How did they raise all that money? The government of Canada raised royalties on all oil production in Canada and gave all that money to Petro-Canada to buy up all the competitors that were independently run. So American companies sold and walked out, and French companies sold and walked out. Dutch, UK, Canada, in essentially in 3 years, Canada made life unbearable for international corporations to exist in Alberta in the oil patch, natural gas in any capacity. And they all sold at steep losses and walked. And this province got completely economically crushed. And so the early days for Jen and I, the first 5 years of 1980s were bad years, really bad years. And we were always looking for, what can we invest in that will not be screwed up by the federal government of Canada? And out here, every time there was an election, anybody with a liberal tag, don't even bother making signage. Your signage is going to be vandalized. You're not getting any votes. And so this province voted conservative every election, provincially and federally, for the next 20 years. And damage was severe and life-lasting for many Albertans, and it was not a good time. It was an interesting time to be a branch manager of a firm, because we had very desperate clients trying to make money in a very difficult environment. But I took the long-term approach. Back in those days, I was trying to convince my firm that we should be going after people's assets and putting these dollars into a quality mutual funds, because at the time these were up and coming, and you could buy bond funds where interest rates were 16%, 14%. We were getting 12, 14, 16% returns on bond funds. And I'm trying to tell my brokers to tell their clients, hey, most of your dough should be in these funds bringing in this kind of interest. You can't make 16% on anything else right now. This is guaranteed money from governments to protect you against inflation and so on. And I was an outlier. My firm and my branch, we were really heading this direction for long-term capital growth. And I foresaw what was coming in the business, in the brokerage business. I foresaw the banks were moving in. Some of the biggest firms were being touted by banks to try to buy them out, which they did. And they just slowly took over the business. And of course, stockbrokers sooner or later got eliminated from existence, because no new brokers were being hired anymore. It was all just, bankers are hiring asset managers only. They're not hiring stockbrokers, asset gatherers. And so we were a niche company in a changing environment, having no idea how far it would ever go and where it would end up. But those were the days. But I don't have any specific names I can tell you about. I mean, we followed the Exxons of the world, and we followed Mobil and Chevron, and we followed Imperial Oil, which was Canada's Exxon subsidiary company, and we followed all these other. But those are different times. Those are different days. What can I say? All right. Let's see. Oh, SoFi finally gets through 518. If someone says Rugman, I'm going to get upset. Gary, Deuce, I just want SoFi to get as far away from 5 as possible. Tiff, I'm with you. I want SoFi as high as possible before earnings. Coyote, I hate the premiums here. Christina, did you trade options like we do? No, not in those days, because it was so difficult to get trades in. It was so laborious. It was so slow. There was no such thing as liquidity like we have now. We had 0.1% of the market interested in options. It was almost non-existent. The liquidity wasn't there. The speed of trading wasn't there. It's just not the same. And so that market didn't exist like it does now. Truly, things have truly changed. Anyway, that's the way it was. Let's do that. Let's do that. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Oh, I got one down here. Yeah. We just lift up that one there. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, we got us a cheese and egg toasted sesame seed bagel.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jen, so much. You gotta love this. Good times. The GameStop had reached 26.64 for a moment. It's now 26.11. We've given up some ground on that one there. The Dow is up 104 at the moment, but it was higher. So there you go. I'm not sure if the U.S. confidence number is holding the markets up. I'm not sure. We're up 29 on S&P, NASDAQ up 159. We've got Amazon up 54, Netflix up $10, Tesla up $6, Apple up 135, GameStop 26.14, SoFi 5.39, up 22. Go SoFi, go! I say yes, please. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Very enlightening, Diamond. Yeah, we were. We had to battle through a different time and a different economy, different everything. And the thing that also really shocked us back in the early 80s was the absolute willingness and complete disregard to concerns of the Reagan administration regarding the deficit spending. We couldn't believe how much money they were going into hawk. Back in the day, through the 70s, America would have surpluses, a little deficit, surplus. Then Reagan came to power, and through his speeches, he just convinced people, the government's too big. We don't need government this big anymore. And for some reason, whatever the reason was, a lot of people just thought, oh, this is great. Oh, this is wonderful. We're going to have government out of our lives. and we're going to reduce taxes. This is fantastic. Well, when you reduce taxes, you reduce services. And when you reduce services, you're going to have problems down the road. But in the meantime, you're going to have deficits. When you reduce taxes and reduce money coming in, you're going to run up a deficit. And it went crazy. With Jimmy Carter leaving office in 81, America was getting just destroyed by foreign competition. Factories closing all over the place, foreign cars coming in, way better quality, on it went. The Rust Belt really became the Rust Belt. And the deficit spending was going higher, and inflation was really rough. And then Reagan came in and figured, well, we'll cut taxes, and that'll spur the economy. And we'll have this trickle-down effect. The money will be made at the top by the companies, which will then allow them to pay people and hire lots of workers. And people at the working level will make more money, and this is just going to be great for the economy. The problem was that when you did that, you had corporations making a lot of cash, and the first thing they did is they paid down their debt because they were borrowing money at 12, 14%. And then they gave them, the top people, big salaries and bonuses, and then they started buying their stock back. They didn't build new factories in the United States. They kept closing them. They built new factories in India, in China, in Vietnam, in South Korea, in Sri Lanka, in third world countries, and now Mexico, because the beginning of the free trade discussions started between Canada, Mexico, and the USA, which was nailed down by Bush, the father. He finally closed that deal that Reagan had started. And so U.S. companies are not stupid. They're going, I'm not going to hire a bunch of people from Ohio. Are you kidding me? Why would I hire Ohio people or Indiana people in Illinois? We can hire Mexican people for $1 an hour. We can hire people in Indonesia, Philippines for pennies. And we don't even employ them. We hire people to employ them. They can beat the crap out of them. We don't get accused of mistreating our employees. You don't work for me. I have a contract with company blah 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 for parts to make refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, cars, air conditioning systems. I don't make that in the States. I don't have pension problems. I don't have healthcare issues. We just make a lot of money because we can bribe our congressmen and our senators in Washington to allow us to import into the United States at virtually no duties, cheap duties. And that just lets us give them big fat political contributions so they keep getting reelected. Of course, the problem is the congressmen from Detroit are watching all the factories shut down and hundreds of thousands of people being laid off. No new jobs being created, but their reelection campaigns are being funded. So, was good in sort of in a way. It was a really tough time in those days, really difficult. Hmm. Mm. Thank you all. Cheers. Oh boy. I remember in the 80s, the American dollar was falling against the pound, against the yen, the Deutschmark, the West German Deutschmark before 1989. American dollar was just dropping. Interest rates were high. Inflation was high. It was really bad. The standard of living for the average American and Canadian plummeted against Europeans and others. And the thinking was, well, we'll spend our way out of it. We'll just tax cut our way to richness and prosperity. And the Reagan deficits, like going in, they were at $20-30 billion. $50 billion deficit. Ooh, unthinkable. And under Reagan, they went to 300 billion, 400 billion. It's like laughable. No one had ever seen anything like it. And at the height of it, we had the 18% more, loan rates. It just about crushed the entire North American economy. It was bad. The one area that benefited the most, defense spending. The defense guys made a killing. All the Republicans in power, they outspent the Russians 100-1 for military goods and stuff. Just bankrupted them. Another industry that did really well back in those days was the prison business. Law and order. You had all these candidates going for Congress and Senate, tough on crime, which means arrest those that are arrestable, the easiest arrestable people. You know who those are? The poor, those who can't defend themselves, those who have no political power anywhere. And so if you were on the street, you were homeless, you were in trouble. You were a victim. And we came up with a new thing called minimum sentencing guidelines. So people would be arrested and it was automatic 5-year jail terms, 10-year. Private prisons opened up everywhere. Oh, what a business to be in. Warehousing people. And the hospitals that used to take care of mental patients and stuff were shut down. They would just put it in the street. They had to go get jobs. These people had to go and get work. Well, they were unemployable. They ended up in the prison system. Sooner or later, they just all got sucked up into this law and order thing, and it was a complete upheaval. But, what can I say? Didn't Reagan remove the gold standard? No. Nixon. President Nixon, 1970. Yeah. Yeah. More Americans were jailed than any other country in the world in percentage terms, numbers of people. It was just unbelievable. Depending on where you grew up and who your parents were and what education you got, that determined what kind of life you were going to have. And that's the way it was. Welcome to 2022. Here we are. We're still going. There were a lot of great things that happened as well, but On the investment side, a lot of people got rich on paper because of inflation, but they were poor in actuality because the cost of life went way up. And so you made it on one side, but you didn't on the other. So there you have it. Kent is saying, I bought another 10 poor man covered calls on GameStop for January 2025 for $16.50 at the opening. I just wrote a January 23rd, 2625 contract at $5.25. I know that will be Uncle Bruce approved. That is phenomenal. That is really good stuff. That is a huge premium to bring in against the cost of $16.50 on a contract. That's beautiful. That is really nice returns. Even if you buy these back at $2, you clear $3.25 on this trade, 20% return on your investment, and you can write till 2025. Nice. I like it. I like it. What can I say? Great job, Kent. Way to go, everybody. Yeah, the world has, it's not fair for everybody, is it? It's not necessarily. It's great for some, though, gotta say. Oh, boy. I remember seeing a documentary talking about how there was an election campaign going on for president, and it was like a town hall going on, and questions were being asked of a presidential candidate, and the individual was introduced to the president or to the candidate for president that it's a single mother working 3 jobs with like 2 kids. Husband, passed away from medical issues, whatever. And she was being praised as a great American by the candidate. And it was a day or two later, there was an article, like an opinion piece. And I guess a reporter had interviewed the single mom, had interviewed this person later, and found out why she was working 3 jobs. Found out that no American company with the skills she had, no American company would hire her full time. Because as long as she would be hired for less than 20 hours a month, or 20 hours a week, excuse me, she would be considered a part-time employee and would not qualify for all kinds of medical benefits through the employer. In other words, as long as the employer kept this person down here at 18 hours a week or so, they couldn't get health care, they couldn't get retirement benefits, they couldn't get, certain vacation days, all these other benefits that would kick in, mandatorily kick in. So the individual needed 50 hours of work to make a go of it because, again, it's a minimum wage person. And so she was working 1 job here for 15, 18 hours, another one here for 15, 18 hours, and a third one for 15, 18 hours to try to cobblestone enough hours to make a go of it. And the politician viewed this American as the backbone of the country. And the commentators going, this is the problem with the country. When people can't get a full-time job, like they used to in the 50s and the 60s, you could get a full-time job, you'd have the benefits. This person would be able to buy a house. This person would be able to get a car. This person would be able to feed the children and get the clothing. This individual here needs all kinds of federal help and or state help, depending on where in the country they live, because they didn't qualify, or they were, they didn't have, no bank would lend them a dime, couldn't get a credit card to save their soul, and on it went. And one group called this a win. And the other group called it an outrage because it's the core of the apple being rotting from the inside. The outside looks so pretty, but the inside is all rotted out. And this was the way it was back in the 80s and 90s. That one side of the political spectrum viewed this as a win. This is fantastic. Hard-working American with 3 jobs. Commend these people. Yeah, well, they're starving to death. And their kids get ill. They can't afford to take them to a doctor. They got to take them to the emergency ward of a hospital. The husband died of a medical issue, no insurance. And on goes the other side of it. And so we in Canada look at this and go, yikes, yikes, this is scary, but situation normal for people. Anyway, I don't know. Kent, Christina, thank you. I'm part of this trade. Just wait, we'll see here. They still do this on many jobs, says Coyote. Yeah. Brian, Coyote, this is sad. Don't companies realize that a healthy, happy employee is one more productive? That's true. Coyote, I agree. I think most companies are well past the point of caring. We're in full profit mode. Exactly. And if you're allowed full-blown write-offs and you don't have to extend all these other benefits, you're going to have a workforce down here that you're going to grind to poverty. And this was normal until 2020. And then it changed. Child labor is still allowed. You bet your money they would be chomping at the bit to throw your kid in the factory line for dirt pay. It's about maximizing profit. Look, you're Walmart. You're competing against Target. You're competing against many other retailers. You can't be paying $20 an hour plus benefits to people that other companies are paying $10 an hour for without benefits. You can't do that. You'll kill your business against these guys. So what are you going to do? And is it capitalism against socialism? Or is it right versus wrong? Or is it just? Or is it the way we really want it to be? Because think about the woman raising the kids. They're raised in poverty. They're desperate. These kids become teenagers. You think these kids are going to a community college and they're going to become doctors and lawyers? No, they're never getting out. And guess what they're going to end up doing? They're going to look at mom and go, I'm not working that hard. Look at her. She's a shadow of a human being. She's absolutely exhausted and defeated. I'm not going there. I'm going the easy route. And guess what that is? Next thing you know, you have a new guest in the prison. Not a good way to grow the economy and the country and to be proud of it, But it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. What I'm amazed at, and what I really love doing on this trip that Jen and I were on in Europe, I love people watching. And I love watching how society works in different areas. I'm curious. I want to know. And I talked to my cousin, who's my age, living in Germany. And I talk about his kids, 2 daughters. What's their future? What do you think their future is going to be? And they went to university, no cost to the family, but a great payoff for the country because these 2 girls have got careers that pay a lot of taxes. They've long paid the country back for their education. Neither of them are going to be in jail because they're stealing or dealing drugs to make a go of it. They're going to pay lots of taxes. They're going to have children that'll pay lots of taxes, grandchildren that'll pay lots of taxes. The police force doesn't have to ride around town to find these 2 and keep arresting them. So there's no big expense there to society. The jail population is much smaller on a percentage basis than in the USA. So that's costing society much less on a per person basis. Way fewer problems there. The judicial system is not packed with all kinds of people who are going to jail for the 5th time, 10th time, who knows what. It's just an accumulative thing. So it is. Thank you all for your comments on this hot topic. Dow's up 200. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate this so much. Beach Boy. Hey, Uncle Bruce. With December 16 GameStops written at 26.25 and 27.50, should be time to roll up to January or further, or should I just cross my arms? Right now, you want the premium to keep shrinking. In theory, though, again, you're always looking at the option chains. If there's an opportunity where you can move up your strikes and improve your money in your pocket, then it's worth considering a move, but it's not urgently necessary. At 26.40 a share right now, these 26.25s or 15 cents on the money. We know how this stock can drop 50 cents in 3 minutes. So, we know what it can do. If, though, you're able to move into 27.50s, 28s, 28 and a quarters, fine. But I don't know if you're able to yet. You might need the stock to reach 27.50 before you can consider that as a possible move up. Because what you want to replace your options with is a premium value with book value. So let the stock rise and put these 26.25s in the money a ways. The 27.50s are a ways further out. And then if you do buy back calls that you've written that are now in the money calls as opposed to out of the money that you wrote originally, you may find that you're paying pretty well what you sold them for. For the entire process, the entire objective is to buy back these 26.25s and write 27.50s or 28s. And if you can get more money for them for a little more time, great. It's a gain on the premium, but it's a gain on the strike price. Then it's a double win. But right now, you're probably too soon for that kind of thing. It's my hunch. You got to look at your option chains. Brian, Uncle Bruce, your SPAC and stock list is nice and green today. Matches your shirt. How did you know? How did you know? There you go. Nazareth TJ says China operates on what's called the 996 principle. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. There you go. Yikes. Anyway, Constantine, Uncle Bruce, I was able to sell my 1200 GameStop at 26.43 and still keep the covered calls that I wrote, buying back shares at a lower price or write poor man covered calls. Well, if you can pick up in the money covered calls, look at what we just had happen here a few minutes ago with Kent. Sorry, just a little brain fart there. Kent was able to buy deep in the money calls, $10 calls under that 90-10 rule. You could do the same thing. You could pick off 12 in the money calls. You might be able to buy 18 in the money calls, GameStop $10 calls out to 20, 25, whatever it is, and write calls against those additional 6. You've got some written now on these. You can write maybe more calls and bring in even more cash. utilizing the same capital you had involved for 2643. Again, I don't know if you had a margin balance and all that. I don't know all the details, but I'm just purely speculating here on that. Yeah, says Beach Boy, not much gain January, same strikes. I'm going to wait. Exactly. Beach Boy, you're going to wait because your calls are going to shrink out. And you're closer in. They're going to shrink out. And then you look at January or February and you'll jump over there and you'll be nicely compensated to do so. But too soon. Thank you, Uncle B. Right on, buddy. That's what we're here for. Keep an eye on these markets and we'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to let the market go up. If it wants to go up, fine. The Dow wants to go up 200 points today. It went up 400 yesterday. Okay. You're at the highest level in 6 weeks. You're not up 1,000. You're up 200. This is a tentative move up. I think we're running out of gas here. I think we're euphoric. We're happy. We're hopeful. I don't know what the word is. I think naive is the word because I think that we're going to have some really bad news coming somewhere out of left field that's just going to upset everybody and go, oh, God, we're not through this. We're still not through this. No, we're not, because it isn't an 8-second attention span solution. We've got years of problems here, years. So, market wants to go up, great. Your account is worth more money. Your option positions are a little healthier. You'll look at rollovers when it fits your needs, fine. In the meantime, sit on a mountain of cash and wait for a pullback, because the first pullback we get is 2,000 points in 3 or 4 days. The pullback will be so dramatic, it'll wipe out 6 weeks of gains in a week. Then we get a pullback beyond that and hit new lows. And next thing you know, you're looking at a market going, oh my God, we're lower than the lows of the year. It's still ugly. And I wish I had cash to buy these deals. Well, you do. You do have cash if you played it right. And you're going to love it. You're going to be one of the few, though. On a rollover, would it be okay to roll over 1 month out for $1 less? Or do you mainly aim for the same strike price at a month out? Speaking GameStop, of course. Well, Brian, again, there's a million ways to play this rollover. You can play the rollover where it's just the same strike price and you're going for more time, more money. You can play the game of a higher strike price. You're breaking even on the trade. You're happy. You can play the game of a higher strike price, maybe $2, $3 higher, but it'll cost you $1 or so to do it. You might buy back at 5 and only get 4 to write the new call, but that call is $3 higher on strike. So you paid $1 to gain $3. That might work for you. It might be a position where, you know what, Bruce, I've written 26s on GameStop. I'm going to go into January's and write 24s. In the money, lower than my strike price that I have now. I want the $2 book value, $2.53, and premium on top of that. I want to haul in $4 or $5 on this contract, whatever that is. Again, I'm guessing. I'm not giving you a quote. I'm just giving you a theoretical example. But you might be buying a call back for $3 and writing a call for $5. But the call's in the money. But it's on purpose because you're looking for the stock to do a $2 pullback in the next week or two. You got plenty of time for this to happen. But when the call does happen, the move down happens, your call loses $2 of book value quickly. And that call dramatically backs off in price. And you're the guy waiting to buy it back for maybe $2.50 less with time having gone by and a dip on the stock. Double hit to you because you purposely wrote an in-the-money call that you know might not be in the money after a little bit of a pullback. There's a million ways to play this. This is why we're not done learning this. Beach Boy might need a one-on-one soon enough. Be in touch. Email if need be. Goyoti, we should be hopeful. The market should be hopeful. We resolved the global supply chain issues, the war in Ukraine. It's over. Climate change solved. Recession not happening. We should be happy. We should be just raking in the dough. Nick, I mean, 2 weeks ago, the spider was fighting 350. Now it's fighting 380. What's actually changed in these last 2 weeks, you see? And, of course, as soon as the Republicans take over the House or the Senate, we get to watch all the Biden-Hunter hearings for a fresh change of pace. We're going to get 2 years of Biden-Hunter conspiracy theories to take our mind off of the inflation problem and all the economic issues that we're faced with, because the Republicans know better, though, to give us what we really need: Hunter Biden investigations. That's what we need to solve the world's problems. It's going to be great. Forget about those poor, hungry people out there. Screw them. Let's go after Hunter Biden. Let's do that. Biden, Hunter Biden. BBBY is going crazy, says Deep Value Investing. It's nuts. It's insane. It's out of control. It's wild. It's up 73 cents. $4.99 a share. Wow, everything is fine at Bed Bath & Beyond. All their problems are solved. They don't have any problems. There's nothing to see here. It's all is well. It's all well. Sales are going to be at record highs. People want to buy springtime stuff now. Get a start on it. Why not? Yeah. Really? Really? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The Dow's up 154. There it is. I was up 200, I guess. Ryan Cohen laughing at the BBBY bag holders. Bartman, Hunter is the weak link into taking out the big guy. There you go. Boo. Might be time to short BBBY. Got to be careful about that. Can be manipulated, so be careful. Amazon down 33 cents. We're not going anywhere. Earnings come out, I think, tonight. Netflix holding an $11.91 gain to $2.94. A little overpriced by about $144. Tesla 218 up 735. I don't know why. Apple's up 150. GameStop up 185 to 2660. 2660 on GameStop. That is near the high of the day right now. Keep an eye open for potential rollover, but if there isn't one, relax. Just wait it out. Sell my house. I can't wait to see just how entangled Joe Biden is with the Russians and the Chinese. We'll never get the true story, but you need a sarcasm signal. I mean, come on, man. You got us going here. I just want to see if you're awake. I may have bored you to death and put you to sleep. I'm just trying to wake you guys up. Hello? Oh, my God. America the Wonderful. I just love you, Americans. Get down there. We Canadians, we love Americans. We really do. We're not fond of your politicians, but we love Americans. We really do. Everybody, thank you all for being here. I've been on the air 2 hours, 11 minutes. Thank you for hanging out and tolerating this old man talking about option writing. Fold your arms, enjoy the show. 168-point gain. Hardly a getaway, is it? I don't think we're taking off to the stratosphere today. It's going to be interesting to see when this market does turn negative, how fast and bad it's going to get. We'll find out soon enough. I sold my BBBY too early. Michael, most of us aren't fond of our politicians either. Yeah, we do know that. We're just amazed at how they continue to get reelected. It just is mind-blowing, actually. Yeah. Crazy. We had in Canada a couple elections ago. There was a riding. A particular riding in Toronto that was being represented by the finance minister of Canada. He was a Liberal MP who was the finance minister, and the thinking is, when you have a finance minister that is your representative, you reelect this guy, because he's in charge of the entire purse of the country. You're kind of hoping that there might be some, make work projects set up in your writing, so you reelect this guy. Got defeated by a New Democrat socialist candidate, because the finance minister had put in legislation to take away benefits from handicapped people and whatever. Again, budget cuts. You go after the helpless because they have no political power. Well, these writing members, they didn't forget that, and they went after this guy, and they got rid of him. And the finance minister of Canada was defeated in liberal, safe Toronto got knocked out of his perch. Let that be a lesson to some people out there. You're never safe. You're never safe. It's interesting how up here, though, it's different than down south. Your politicians aren't any better. Trudeau, Cuomo, Daley, put them in a bag, shake them up. They're all the same. Gerrymandering is a powerful tool. Deep value. All politicians are the same. Baby Putin's in the making. Brian, GameStop is at 8%. And Power Hour says Brian. Well, we're up 169 on the Dow, 33 on the S&P, 143 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ's up 1.3%. We're normal again. It's the winner. The Dow's only up 0.55. So the Dow is underperforming NASDAQ today. Back to normal. We're up 111 on oil. And that's where we're at right there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're down 31 on Amazon, and earnings come out tonight. That might be an omen. Just keep an eye on that. We'll see later this afternoon. I'll be back at 3 o'clock Eastern for the final hour trading today, as you know. If you're a regular, we'll be together. 536 on the SoFi. Go, SoFi, go. 2664 on GameStop, roughly. Let me just refresh this. 2650, pardon me now. We're a little lower here. High of the day, 2677. Giving up a little bit of ground on the old GameStop. Sell my house fast enough. Marlboro Coyote, probably the most powerful. The electorate is manipulated like this market, just like this market. There you go, kids. There it is. All right. Well, I will see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock, everybody. We'll close this market out together later today. And appreciate that. Let's see. Thinking about naming my second grandchild, Hunter. What do you think, Uncle? Was that a good idea? John, thanks, everybody. Thank you, John. Beach Boy, behave yourself. Good to see you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Have a great afternoon. Stay healthy out there. Catch up with me a little while. 26.37 on GameStop. We're dropping right now. It's down 40 cents from the high now. The Dow is still holding a 196 gain at the moment, but we're backing off on GameStop right now. All right. I'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock, and we'll see how things go. Okay, everybody? Thank you. See you later, everybody. You got it, Constantine. Talk to you soon.